Intercultural marriages don't work. True or false? Intercultural marriages don't have chances of survival. Why did I say that?
I know so many immigrants who were married to Germans and their marriages did not work. And by the way, that is not uncommon. Many intercultural marriages don't last, they end up in divorce. And I've got my theories why that actually happens. I've watched and listened to many stories, and something that I realized these three things. First of all, people who end up in marriages with German people or Europeans, someone from another culture, what they tend to do is actually rush into it. They haven't taken time to learn to discern what makes up a good character of a German person and what makes up a bad character. You know, when you're new, you haven't really been able to learn that. It takes time to be able to discern good character.
Survival. Why did I say that? A cousin of mine who just came back from China brought home a very beautiful girl from China. And all I looked around, my cousins, my aunties, they were all saying it will not work, it will not last. I just want to put this back to you. Do you think intercultural marriages have slim chance of working? Are they doomed to fail? Or is just their own mindset? Or do you think it depends on the individual? Or what do the statistics say? Okay? What happens? What are the odds? 10, 15, 25 years from now? Are there going to be an anniversary or is it a thing of the past? Welcome to Knowing with Sam. My name is Samuel. I just bring thought provoking things to share with all of you. Please like and follow for things like this for us to engage ourselves. And please, when you do, kindly do it respectfully. Some people put insult. We're just here to disagree to agree, okay? Now, drawing from my cousin's experience, a Ghanaian marries a Russian. A Kenyan woman marries someone from Sudan. A Sudanese travels to marry someone from South Africa. South Africa marries a Switzerland. An American travels all the way to Africa, marries a Togolese. A French goes all the way to marry a Taiwanese. These are intercultural marriages. People bring their different cultures, they put it together. Do you look at the beauty or do you look at the challenges? Some argue that their race is depreciating. And some say that you're watering down their generations and races. What do you think? Now, these are some of the negativities that I had. I engaged the people I met there, and they said the first one is cultural clash. Okay, now the food, the religion, the language, the tradition, all these things cause conflict between the couples that they might not know it, but when the extended family starts coming in. But my question is, do you allow extended family to get into your thing? Okay, a black American marries an African and the black American woman comes home and due to culture she's not accepted. That's the example they gave. Do you think that is right? The next one, family and societal pressure. Okay, parents are disapproving, in-laws resist, and communities are gossiping. He brought in a foreign girl. She doesn't know our culture. She doesn't even know how to cook banku. She cannot even cook jollof. What is all that? Can she not learn? There are many things on YouTube that we can learn ourselves. So I'm asking, do you think you advise your brother, your sister to go into, she says, I'm in love with somebody from a totally different continent? Does it break your heart that you're not going to have a grandson or a cousin, a nephew who looks like you? But on the other hand, looks like you, is blood that is in our vein. Does it matter? Another third point they raise is they say raising children. There's a disagreement. They say there's a disagreement when it's time to raise children. Okay? Over discipline, values, identity, and upbringing. For example, the Nigerian guy, if a child misbehaves, how many of us grow up? They bring you, they spank you. In the West, that is child abuse. You could go to jail for that. What happens when the Nigerian guy who married the woman from England and the child is misbehaving? Now, some Africans will say that is why the children in the West are missing their ways because there's no discipline. Now, how do you discipline a child who you heard came back from school, got into a fight and hit somebody with a stick, and you see the child there and say, Jimmy, this is wrong, you don't do that. In Africa, we know how many of us were disciplined, how our parents disciplined us. You dare not try that. But in the West, it's acceptable. Okay, they're saying you should talk to the child, there should be no hitting. And Africans will tell you, sparing the rod, you're spoiling the child. So that's another conflict from both culturally. How do they find a middle ground? That's what I'm asking. What do you think? Now, another disadvantage of that they listed as in intercultural marriage is loneliness and identity crisis. Okay, one partner may feel isolated, okay, in the other person's culture and the children. So they suffer from a confusion of what they belong to. Okay, loneliness. I come from India. I marry a woman from South Africa or Swaziland, and I take her to India, and she started living in India, building her life. It takes great love, sacrifice, and dedication for me not to feel lonely. I'll be isolated. My whole family is not there. My cousin, my support system. So it takes massive love. But some people will argue, after all, you same people, you leave Africa for economic migration, and you go and live in America, you live in Canada, you live in Australia, and you settle in there. Okay? How come you're lonely now that you're married, you follow somebody that you love? What do you think about that? Another one is statistics shows, some people are saying that statistics shows, not proven, that there's a higher divorce rate among intercultural marriage. Okay? An example, somebody from Thailand lady meets a Kenyan man and moves to Nairobi to live. And she probably goes to Thailand once in 5 years or 4 years. Will she be lonely? That's another thing. Now, those are the negatives you listed. Cultural clashes, family, societal pressure, raising the children in your own culture, how you want. There's a conflict. Identity crisis, and the statistics that I just said. Now, the next one, the positive. But the guys I need are saying, no, 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 no. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm like, okay, what are the advantages? They say love beyond borders. Most they said from what I found out, most intercultural marriages are not like the regular intra-cultural marriages. For me to leave my race, my tribe, my culture, to marry somebody outside, that the love is passionate, most passionate most times. True. For me to marry someone who doesn't have the same skin of mine, the same language, the love must be strong. Who my people are going to fight against? Yeah, but love is not just the thing. What happened, like I said, 10, 15, 20 years time? Okay. Number 2 point is they say growth and learning. Couples learn when you marry interculturally. For you to survive it, I noticed that they learn patience, they learn flexibility, they learn tolerance. Intercultural marriage teaches you that because you bring your food to me. I've never eaten it before. There are people that eat tortoise. I don't eat tortoise. I see that as abuse, animal abuse, or certain kind of food. I eat it. So it takes love, patience for me to accept that. So that's it. Love, patience. Okay. Now, growth and learning. Couples, the patience, their tolerance, children's benefit. There's a statistics that shows this is true that a lot of children from cultural marriages, the kids are they grow up bilingual most times. They are minded and they are easily adaptable. Best of both worlds. Children from intercultural marriages are open-minded most times. They exploit. They want to learn this from father. They want to learn that from mom, and they're having best of the world. And number 4 is the breaking stereotypes. Okay, these marriages challenge racism. Okay, it challenges prejudice and division. People, the one thing we like, people we hate what we don't understand. Okay, why are you bringing the first black guy to the house? Why are you marrying a white woman? Are you not ashamed of your culture? But along the line, you give it a try. You find out that this guy is very hardworking. He's giving me athletic children. He's helpful in the kitchen. He spends. He doesn't let me do all the kind of things. So we don't understand. That's what brings hate and fear and discouragement most times. Okay, and there are many success stories. John Legend, John Lennon, people like John Legend, the Suleiman Turi, the Ghanaian footballer. So many of them marry people from other cultures, and it's going well. Okay, so my analysis, in my neutral analysis, like I always analyze, I would like you to leave a comment. Do you think intercultural marriages work or they don't work, especially on the long run? Yes, we have a few that have lasted. Look around you. The people that did international marriages, are they doing 10, 15, 20, 25 years? That's what I want to know. Okay. Now, but my own point is that inter- intercultural marriages demand extra attention, especially in the early days. Okay. It needs commitment, shared value, not just love. You need commitment and shared value, not just love. Willingness to sacrifice, just like most marriages, but a bit more of that. And protection of the partner. Because what do you do from family? You have different cultures. Most people from your cousins, relations, community have not dealt with that before. There's jealousy, there's envy. They wouldn't want to, okay, accept it easily. It's left to the other couple to shield the wife. So, in conclusion, to me, I just believe that intercultural marriages is a beautiful thing, but it's just like when you bring jollof rice and mix it with pasta. You bring jollof mixed with pasta. Most times it's a disaster if you don't do it well. All right. But if you get it well, it's a beautiful meal. All right. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Leave your comment. Tell me, what do you think about intercultural marriages? People are saying don't try it. She wouldn't understand your culture. Do you think they're making the right point? Do you think they're right? Or they're just like many of you young guys say, capping? Have a beautiful day. My name is Samuel. Stay blessed. Stay strong.